welcome to Quantum Connections Oracle. This is T-Bear with a reading for Leo for June 2025. I've cleared the space and I'm going to ring my bowl and we're going to start the session. Take a deep breath in, Leo, or friends of Leo. This is all for you, Leo. Today, on this beautiful day, I'm going to read from Kim Cran's Oracle deck for the Leo. I'm calling all ancestors of Leos and friends of Leo, family who's here, not here, supporting the Leos this month in 2025. What does the Leo need to know about where they've been and where they're going? Don't forget, if you have a Leo in your life, they like to be adored. So birthdays might be coming up after this Gemini and Cancer season, so you have plenty of time to plan something special to make them feel like the star. Call in the north, the south, the east, the west. Father Sky, Mother Earth. On all the dreams the Leos have. Leo. What do we need to know for Leo? The situation at hand, the village. The riddle. Where you've been, previous energy recently. Where we're going. Agape. Let's see what Kim has to say about this. 145. That number might mean something to you. So the village, Leo, is your hometown and the family and the tribe. The village presents us with a conundrum. On one hand, it's the place that feels most like home, the place to which you can always return. Nostalgia and comfort draw us back. On the other hand, it's the very place you must leave in order to grow. Around the village, an unspoken boundary exists, one most villagers do not want to cross. Though some support your leaving, still you hear whispers of doubt as you venture beyond its borders, leaving them behind. The energy of the village is present anytime we feel restricted by a certain group, community, family, place, or ideology. It may have served us in the past, yet staying within its parameters will never satiate our thirst for life. Thank the village for all it has provided, knowing you will someday return. For now, the world awaits. And Kim is pointing to Haruki Murakami's Hard-Boiled Wonderland and the End of the World. And if you're living in your present and you're in your higher self, you're going to be able to be intimate, rooted, intergenerational, and communal with a sharing heart. If you're not doing the right work right now, you're small-minded, gossipy, trapped, and restricted. Returning to the village is as important as leaving it. This can be thought of as completion or integration of what you learned out in the wild. So let's find out, Leo, what you learned out in the wild. So with the village, I see this wheat field with a beautiful mountain or we don't know, maybe it's a sleeping giant, and we see someone releasing a wreath that looks like a sigil. Let's look at the riddle and see what we can relate the riddle to the village. It sounds like you figured some inner territory out. We almost have the Orin, similar to Neverending Story, but it is similar to a Celtic symbol and a serpent with a brown eye inside and a few little sparks of enlightenment with hands reaching out in 53. Okay? The riddle, 171. That number might mean something to you. The puzzle, the question, the mystery. When the riddle is present, one must stop searching for the right answer. It cannot be found, and ultimately it is not important. Rather, there must be a shift from the literal to the metaphorical, from logic to mythic. You are thinking too small and literally about the situation. The riddle card appears when the energy is deep and mysterious, like the elusive wisdom of Zen koan. Focusing harder won't do it. Neither will increased effort. Time, surrender, and humor are your only allies. What feels like the most pressing dilemma won't reveal its deeper wisdom for a long time. Eventually, you'll learn a profound lesson from the riddle. For now, get comfortable with the limitations of your intellect and the reality of not knowing. It may, in fact, be the only reality there is. And when you're working with this in a higher self, you have a great awakening or aha, and I would call it a eureka moment, like NorCal. Props to NorCal. When dark, manipulation, deceit, or trickery might be present, practice the Buddhist I don't know mind. Who am I? The only way to work with a riddle is successfully is not to work. Ponder these koans. The coin that's lost in the river is found in the river. If you meet the Buddha, kill the Buddha. So, we have come out of mystery, Leo. There's been something that is this great question. Maybe you've formed an idea. And what I see is this seems like solitary past energy of the mind. And this village is kind of like you having that moment and maybe feeling inspired to share in the village, but also kind of being like, whoa, this idea kind of outlives this crew, or this moment with my crew, or this moment with taking care of someone, or codependency, or like enmeshment comes to mind with the village, and gossip comes to mind, and like wasting time even though you love everyone there. There's this like knowing that you love everyone there and they love you. So like knowing that might be the only thing we know. According to the riddle, we know these people support us. That's like a firm knowing. And that means, boom, another aha moment. Like this riddle said, we're not done. So let's look at agape, where we're headed. And this is kind of an enlightenment big time. So I can see how there are no answers in agape, and I think we'll learn why in a moment. And this seems like this whole reading is about surrendering to the now, to letting go of thoughts, and maybe just tend to feeling the present moment. 211. Oh my gosh. I open right to it, people. Devotion, unconditional love. What if instead of putting yourself at the center of your spiritual practice, you put God, goddess, or nature at the center? How would this change your approach? Such is the energy of agape. It is alive when we are in awe and wonder, our breath taken away by the sacred force that surrounds us, and ask for nothing in return. This card can indicate a spiritual initiation that stretches your capacity to love and serve. You sense the earthly as the heavenly and vice versa. Such an initiatory moment can appear in any form. And like the healing balm to the modern soul, its effects last a lifetime. The agape card may also suggest you reassess what you worship every day, consciously or unconsciously. What are you elevating? Where does the sacred ladder climb ultimately lead to? Service, reverence, honor, joy, or spiritual bypassing and righteousness. And the Greek word agape informs the English word agape. To have the mouth agape is to be awestruck by something of breathtaking delight. We are more humble once again. So, leaving with humility. Maybe you share, maybe you don't. Aha, maybe I don't share, maybe I do. Maybe it leads to gossip, maybe it leads to purification in the community and support. Then all of a sudden, boom, the not knowing is showing up again, but this seems like the higher self, ultimate stretched, like this describes. This is ultimately stretching you into a space that is so vast that you might feel like a hobbit just setting out. And you do have friends, but this is going to be, this is for you. This is not for everybody else, but you are going to learn how to serve by serving yourself. So that jumping off point, boom, you're serving yourself. Boom, you're serving your aha. All right, how do we share that without giving ourselves away? Okay, so that's that. And I'm going to pull a affirmation card for you, Leo, because this is like a big journey. Seems like a mind journey more than a physical. Maybe you have some air infiltrating your quantum space. As I say in all my readings, I really hope you're reading this for rising first, because on this channel I'm trying to subtly teach y'all that this is the place where free will lives, and we can always do free will with our sun sign, but it's great to look at that because that tends to be what you're accepting right now in life. And this reading can guide you towards what can I change, what can I look at, am I in my higher self, and where am I going, gosh darn it. All right. I choose to be a super attractor and have unwavering faith in the universe. I choose to be a super attractor and have unwavering faith in the universe. You got to have faith in your aha moment. And I'm going to give you one animal card because I love this. I love the little sentient beings that come tell us something, whether you see them in life or you see them on a card or you see them on a piece of jewelry. Or you walk past an animal and you go, that guy looks like that. You know, that's a little clue from the team that you have. I hope you get to know your little team, because all of us have. If you ask them to show themselves, they will appear. So animals are also on your team. And so are trees. For Leo, the deer and the oat. Healing. Yes, this is the healing, at least in your head. And when you get here, it's going to feel expansive and probably kind of like a salve on there. The deer and the oat. All right. Healing. The shy and gentle fellow deer is known for its white spots and the broad, velvety antlers it sheds and regrows each year. Similarly, oats are symbols of restorative nutrition. Even in poor soil, oats can flourish, providing hearty sustenance. Rest and recharge. Moderation and mindfulness are key as you recover from trauma or a period of intense exertion. You may be feeling overwhelmed and in need of a break. Consider withdrawing for a while to heal. How do I rest and recharge? What practices nourish my soul? Leo, this is some work, but unwavering faith in yourself with your aha, faith that the village supports you, and then faith that you have the courage for expansion. And that is what I bring in for you. Please, please, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. I know that I'm new here, so bear with me. We will be upgrading as we go. Thank you so much, Leo. Happy June.